Aloha, everybody. Welcome to Tiki Tuesday Talks. Another day now in September. Welcome. Big news for me. I got a haircut, first one in 5+ months. So feeling lighter than ever. We got a fun program ahead of us here. So we're going to introduce everybody. Aloha.
Aloha.
If you guys want to introduce yourself and let me know where you're ringing in from.
I'm on location. Hi, I'm Steve. I'm on location this week at Panama City Beach.
There you go. Well, yeah, wherever you want to go. Let's hear from you.
Noah Laporga here in downtown Chinatown, Honolulu right now.
Amazing.
Lana Galani, and I am currently in Denver, Colorado.
Adrian?
I'll go next. Adrian Eustachio, Southern California, in Corona, California.
Aaron? Oh, we can't really hear you. But we know you're in Baltimore, and you look good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
There you go. So we figured out we got all the area codes covered this time, literally east to west and then Hawaii time. So super excited. We're going to have a fun session here. I'm going to break it down for you guys. So Noah is the owner of Skull & Trading Co. in Honolulu. This is sponsored by De Kuiper, born and raised in Paradise. So really kind of bringing an interesting perspective from his experience being born and growing up in Hawaii and then launching a tiki bar. So as usual, chat box and questions. If you guys are on Crowdcast, feel free to ask questions, send notes, say hello, etc. You could share the event in the top right, or you can create a Facebook watching party. Tip jar, if you're so inclined, it's appreciated. Venmo, Noah-Laporga, Laporga. Presentation will be 30 to 40 minutes. We're going to do a cocktail session from Steva this time, and then 5 questions with the Tiki fam. So a little about Noah and as well Adrian, who's joining him. So Noah, owner of Skull and Crown Trading Rad Bar in Chinatown in Honolulu. So he's got a background in visual effects and spooky attractions. His partner Angelina also organized and direct the haunted plantation every Halloween at the historic Hawaii Plantation Village in Central Oahu. He was born there, native Hawaiian descent. And then Adrian hosts and produces Inside the Desert Oasis Room, a podcast recorded from his home, which he's in right now. He's a longtime enthusiast, active member in the Tiki community, and avid supporter of her revival. What's going on, guys?
Aloha.
Awesome. Thanks for the awesome introduction.
Yeah, man. Things are a little slow down there, but you guys have had a pretty good run. Your bar's pretty new, right?
Yeah. A year.
A year.
So we couldn't really celebrate our 1 year because of the shutdown, which was June 7th, by the way.
Got it. Maybe a post facto celebration.
Hopefully.
Right on. Right on. And Adrian, tell us a little bit about the background you got there.
Sure. So this is the Desert Oasis Room, and I built this in tribute to the old vintage Polynesian pop style bars from the mid-century. So it's it's just like creating that sense of escapism in the house that at the time that I built this, I had an IT job, which was highly stressful. But, we all look for escapism, right? It's why we go to the movies. It's why we go to the beach. It's why we do the things that we do when we're not at work. And so I just wanted to create a sense of escape here. And I record my podcast from here. That's why it's called Inside the Desert Oasis.
Awesome, man. Cool.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Man, excited to do it. I'd love to go on yours sometime.
I would love that.
Open invitation. Vibes.
Yeah, open invitation to you. We'll set that up.
Yeah, it's right on. Maybe I could get to Wildwood to do it, which is where we host Tiki by the Sea
Right.
usually. Have you heard of it, by the way? Wildwood, New Jersey.
I've heard of it. I've never been there.
Man, you guys
Yeah.
gotta make it sometime. It's like a museum frozen in time. It's an island in the very southern coast of New Jersey that blew up in the 50s and 60s.
Wow.
And it literally is like almost frozen in time. It's really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, you have to check it out. All right, without further ado, let's jump into some slides from you, Noah. Kind of give a little context on your background,
Yeah.
where you're coming from, and all that.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for inviting me, by the way, Pete.
Glad to have you, man.
I know I was kind of acting like a diva a little bit.
I'm
you
used to
mad
it.
at me?
Don't worry.
I feel like you're a little bit mad at me for us.
No. You would know it if I was mad at you, bro.
No. Dang, I'm a local diva over here. No, but, I don't know. I just wanted to present some of the slides when we kind of discussed about things to talk about. And so I just wanted to do a little excursion of where I was born and raised and how I grew up here on the island. Because a lot of people ask, like, "Oh, why do you create a tiki bar? Why do you open up a tiki bar when the island of Hawaii is escapism in itself?" You know, so. But born and raised in Waipahu, if you can show the first photo. That's Waipahu Street. I was born not during this time. But, a
You
little
look
bit
good.
down the road. And then that's the sugar mill. So I kind of live near the sugar mill. And
Is it still operational?
no. So
Okay, yeah, I think so.
I think 3-4 years ago, I could be wrong. Need to fact check that. But they stopped the sugar mill. So actually, maybe 10-15 years ago. But they were
But it
still
was running when you were growing up over there. It was active.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I think they just recently stopped the practice of burning sugarcane in Hawaii, just a couple years ago, which is that. So while
And
I was young,
what was that about? Because I know what
Yeah.
happens with regard to this in terms of sugarcane spear production sometimes, and with our spear we don't do it. But what's going on there?
so the plantation, they would burn the sugar fields to kind of get rid of all the outer leaves of the sugarcane.
For ease of harvest.
Yeah,
Got it.
before the harvest, because that's the only way. It's super itchy if he was ever caught like touching that, with the leaves on side or running through a sugar field, which we used to do back in the day and play hide and seek, kind of similar. I don't know if you guys do that in the cornfields, but that's what we used to do.
I grew up in Jersey, man. We didn't have cornfields, but I bet it happened.
So I get that's what we used to play in, and of course we got stung by centipedes and things like that. But as a kid, we didn't have interesting things like Instagram or social media, which I was just like. But yeah, that's why they would burn the fields of sugar cane. And I remember as a kid just standing outside in front of my house, and it would just ash everywhere. Kind of felt like
Can't be good for anybody's health or the environment.
No, it's just there's a lot of chemicals going in the air, and it was bad, which is why they stopped doing that. But I remember just standing outside every weekend, and it would be like snow and just ash just falling all over the city of Waipahu, because it would burn sugarcane in Kunia or just nearby. So it was an awesome sight. I remember it, but it's just like one of those things that you remember as a kid, which they don't do anymore now. So
we got a fact check for you. In 1995, they shut it down.
1995, the sugar mill in Waipahu shut down.
There you go.
Awesome. Perfect. Next slide. Okay, and so right now, this slide is a photo of Chinatown. The building that we're in right now was built in 1901, and there was a rat problem in Chinatown, early 1900s, late 1800s. So they tried to prevent the spread of bubonic plague by setting a basement on fire, doing a little test, which was a bad idea because all of Chinatown burnt down.
Wow.
So there's some places here in Chinatown. Some of my neighbors, they have access to, I guess, the foundation of the buildings, and like the bar across the street from us, they have access because there's a lot of these tunnels in Chinatown that kind of connect to the pier. A lot of illegal smuggling and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Happened in the 1800s, illegal trades, and but there's some people that have access to these tunnels and the foundation of the building, and they say there's a lot of relics down there from the fire and remnants from the fire. So pretty creepy, and yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's amazing, having been there in the last, year or two in Chinatown and subsequently a number of times. You don't think about it as being that old, and you really just don't. Again, as an outsider, think about the history of Hawaii in terms of the cityscape as being that old. So it's really interesting to kind of have that context for it.
Yeah. You have another slide there. Yeah, there it is. 1899 bubonic plague outbreak. Which all started, accidentally spread, destroying most of Chinatown because they tried to set a small basement on fire to get rid of the rats.
So most of it was rebuilt at that time after that fire, effectively.
Yeah, some of the buildings, yeah, or I would say half of the buildings, but a lot of the structures here are steel and brick. So behind me, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there's a brick wall. That's all original brick.
Right.
And the tiles that we have, well, that's new, but
Oh yeah, I remember those tiles. They're real old school. Yeah.
So old school tiles, everything. That's some things that we kept, that we wanted to keep, just for the ambiance here at Skull and Crown Trading.
That's rad. Yeah, that makes sense.
So everything's all old. So yeah, this is. I know the slides are kind of all over the place, but we'll try to get through this. This is a little general store that I used to go to as a kid on Waipahu Street. And they have these all over the place. And so Waipahu, I guess the demographic there and people living there mostly, or I'd say it's a mixture of Filipinos, Samoans, a lot of Polynesians there, but mostly from Filipinos. So there was a plantation there near the sugar mill. So during the early 1800s, the Chinese came to Hawaii, and the plantation was created. And so, as I said before, we're right across the street of the pier, Aloha Tower. This is where everyone from Japan, China, Puerto Rico, Philippines, Okinawa. It was just, this is why Oahu is the melting pot, because they came here, they migrated here to work on the sugar plantation, which is the area where I was born and raised. So, Chinatown, as I said before, a lot of trading going on. It was so diverse, multicultural. 1800s, you could see geishas walking around, and it was just like normal because it's from Japan. And you have Hawaiians walking around, Chinese, and it was just a crazy cool place. So, which is why we created the idea or the concept of doing a trading company here on Hotel Street in Chinatown. And there's still some trading companies around the place and stuff like that here in Chinatown that still exist, which is pretty cool. They sell mostly Chinese things, but not like how it used to be.
Kind of interesting question for me is, I know that the sugar industry was existent on other islands as well. What about Oahu really kind of made it this hub of international business that maybe wasn't as prevalent in some of the other islands?
Well, I think this is where it was started. So, I mean, our famous pier is right across or down the street from us, and that was like the main hub where everyone came, and everyone got dispersed into the plantation. The other islands got everyone went to the other islands as well to work on the sugar plantation. But for some reason, I'm not sure why it was prevalent here on Oahu. Uh, yeah, I don't have to answer
Got
that.
it. So it really was kind of the central place where people came in from everywhere else.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
This is a little photo of Pop's, Pahinui Kanikapila sessions, which is what we wanted to bring here to Chinatown too, because as a kid growing up, our family would always break it out into these sessions or these musical sessions where they sing Hawaiian songs, and it was just like every day, I'd go over to my tutu's house or my grandma's house in Kailua area on the east side, and the whole family would just bring out instruments, ukuleles, guitars, and start jamming Hawaiian music. It was a magical time too, when we used to do that as kids. So I said, if I ever own a bar or something, I would want that and continue that here at the bar. So that's what we do here. It's Skull and Crown. So we have, I try to get people, Hawaiians coming here to perform. So we have Kapili performing traditional Hawaiian music. Of course, Augie Cologne from Intoxica. He's the son of the famous percussionist for Martin Denny. We also have Star Kalihiki coming here to sing Hawaiian versions of famous songs. So it's really cool. And hopefully you experience that when we do open up again.
Yeah, I look forward to it. It's funny, I listen to a lot of like Hawaiian folk in the morning.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a really nice, relaxing, positive way to start the day.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah. So I'd love some recommendations from you guys for sure on things I should check out.
And so that's what the music we play here. We do play some exotica music, overhead speakers, but majority is early 1900s Hawaiian music.
Awesome. Cool.
Very nice.
This is a little map, I guess, of the little grog shops they used to have here in Chinatown. So I don't know why the map looks so weird, though. I guess it was different. I think this was pre-fire, so the building structures and shapes are different than what it looks like now. But there used to be a lot of grog shops around and selling rum, which is funny. But
that is funny. So specifically, rum was really prevalent within this.
Yeah.
Is that because it was rum made on the islands, or rum that was brought in, or a mix?
It was grog, so mixture of things like that. Yeah, it was rum brought in from the island, and I guess they used the sugar cane, but of course it was imported. I guess sugar cane was brought by the Chinese, right?
Got it. Cool.
This is an area that I was raised at as well. Every so often we would go here every month or every other month. This is on Maui, a place called Kakuloa. So there's a little village there, and beautiful place. We always do our reunions there, family reunions there.
Nice.
And to be honest, I mean, it was beautiful, but whenever my mom would say, "Oh, we're gonna have a reunion at Kakuloa," oh, I would hate it.